Hi friends, MD Vegan. Fruit salad today. That's my happy meal. I make different kinds of fruit. I cut them into small pieces. That's the main part of the work here. It takes some time to cut all these grapes and tangerines. Yeah, they are important today. To my two main fruit here, maybe tangerines and grapes. I have two large cups full of each after cutting, so that is a similar amount. And I have a third part here, that's banana. That's more like a background, a filling. It's a wonderful texture. Bananas are nice in the fruit salad mostly. In most of the fruit salads I put bananas. They're always in the background. I have always a huge mountain of bananas on my shelves, because they are the superfood. Yeah, very inexpensive, always available all over the planet, and very, very healthy too. The main food for us is sugar. Let's say the fuel our cells, all of our cells burn is sugar, glucose. Yeah. It is the perfect fuel is in the fruit. They have it directly. You eat it, you burn it directly. It goes into the blood and gets burned to the cells. That's the energy. There's one exception, that is the heart muscle that burns fat. The only muscle in the body that burns fat is the heart muscle. All the other cells burn on the fuel that is called glucose, the sugar, simple sugar. So that's why fruit is such an easy food. And that's why I like so much. One of the reasons why I like so much the fruit. It's so easy to digest. Yeah? It makes me happy. The colors make me happy. The vitamins, very vibrant. Yeah? So very good. You can't eat too much, by the way. There is a huge study that said, that's an overall study that says, in the years of 2000, a little bit later, some years later, they collected hundreds of studies from all over the planet, and they asked what is the reason of early death. What's the most important reason of early death on all over the planet? And they found it's eating too little fruit. Can you imagine? Eating too little fruit is the most important reason for early death, especially in the United States, because they have a special home diet there. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is you can't eat too much fruit. Yeah, it is. Some people say, "Oh yeah, there's sugar in there. That's not good." No, that's not true, because the sugar you have in the fruit is balanced and moderated by the fiber. If you have the whole fruit, not just the juice, the whole fruit, then the fiber, that what you cannot digest easily, that keeps the sugar balanced. And there are so many other stories about fiber, because fruit and plants are the only food that has fiber, produce fiber. So that's important to know. You can eat as many fruit as you like. Usually people eat too little fruit. Yeah. And I make a big fruit salad today. And for the fruit salad, I have some more ingredients here. It's a large fruit salad. To make a dressing that's a little bit more refined than usually, I will blend orange juice with cashew nuts, basically, and refine it with some ingredients. So a blender here. I begin with the dressing because I might have to blend it a second time. Second blending, you know. You know my videos, I always do a second blending because I do not soak oftentimes the nuts. Here, a handful of cashews, not too much. And I have here the juice of 3 oranges. But I might not use everything. I just juiced it because it shouldn't be too runny, the dressing. I will find out later. So I begin with a little bit, half, and then I put a lemon in there. You have a lemon. That might be a little bit much, so I leave a little bit of the lemon in there, but most of it goes in there. So that's a lemon, and to balance the sour flavor of the lemon, I put some dates in there. That makes, small dates, without peanuts of course, and that makes it a little bit more strong, intense, the flavor. One side you have the orange. The basic flavor is the orange juice. I love oranges. A lot of calcium, by the way, more than vitamin C in oranges are calcium. So very important. So I have the orange flavor. That's very nice. And I make it creamy with cashews. That's a little bit sweet and creamy, you know, cashew cream. Yeah? So that's the base. And then I add a lemon to make it more strong, more sour and sweet with the dates. So it is still the orange flavor, but a little bit enhanced by the dates and by the lemon. That's a classical tool to enhance flavors. I also could have taken ginger, that gives us another tweak, another twist. But here it is lemon and dates, because I want a neutral background, not another flavor like ginger, be nice too. Instead I take vanilla to make it very precious today. Vanilla is one of the most precious seasoning spices we have. It's made from a flower, from a petal. Beautiful, it's a kind of orchid. It takes a lot of time, months to make it. Very expensive, of course. So I don't have it all the time, but so that makes a very nice flavor, and it makes us feel more deeply. It enhances the senses, the sensibility. So very nice. The vanilla is a super spice. Not only expensive, but also very nice effect on ourselves. So our sensitivity. So one blender now, blender dance first. That's a fair amount of dressing, it seems to be, and it's a little bit runny, so I won't take more of the orange juice. It looks nice, it's runny, but it's a little bit creamy too, and it should be like that. I show you in a moment why. So now I taste it. I first check. Wow, wow, that's a cool flavor. The lemon here and the dates, they really push it up. It's such an easy dressing. Orange juice and cashews, and you refine it so many ways. Lemon and dates, maybe ginger or maybe vanilla instead of ginger. You know. So that's it for a moment. Then the cashew nuts will soak a little bit. As I said, maybe you take the juice of 2 oranges, not 3. Yeah, it was a little bit too much. So I left some of the oranges and only half a lemon. Cut, you peel the lemon, and then you take half a lemon, that would be enough. And I have 5 dates here and a half cup of cashews. That will be okay. So, and now I put the fruit together, the main ingredients. As I said, banana here, I showed you before. Here, 3 bananas or so. I cut it into thin slices. It's nice to have all the ingredients of the fruit salad in a similar size. I have grapes. Now the main ingredient here, the first main ingredient, the grape. That is a characteristic for this fruit, the grapes and tangerines. I show you again shortly here. You see that I cut the tangerines into thirds. Yeah. The slices here, I cut them into thirds, because it makes it easier for all the fruit to combine. You have a whole piece of tangerine, a whole slice in there. You can eat that too, but it doesn't combine so much. You feel the slice as a whole piece, and it separates from the other ingredients. So if you cut it into small pieces, it's easier to combine them in the first place. It's nicer to have a whole feeling of oneness, of flavor. That's always what I look for. So 3 main fruit, 2 of them the main ingredients for the character of the fruit salad. The banana is the background, so to say. And now the special effect here, that is a handful of macadamia nuts, my favorite nuts, and a small amount of goji berries. These together especially are so nice. They add not only crunch and distinct flavors to the fruit salad. Yeah. I leave some for decoration. maybe some nice ones, the whole ones maybe for decoration. So, and the same with the goji berries. I leave some for decoration. And the third part of the second is mature dates. I love mature dates. Usually I have the more inexpensive dates. These are very expensive in the date world, but there are other dates that are also very nice for sweetening, you know, in a dressing or so. And then you can use always the other dates. But for sometimes in fruit salad, something special, you have the mature dates. They are so much, they are big and juicy. Yeah, you take out the seeds. I cut them into 4 slices, and then again into 2 cuts. So I have a small pieces here again to make it a little bit more nice. To have the dates everywhere. It has such a nice malty flavor. Wonderful flavor. Dates are super healthy. Now a lot of sugar, that is true, but don't be confused by the fruit sugar. The fruit sugar is super healthy because it's the fuel and that the cells burn, all the cells but the heart. Yeah, all the cells burn on fuel, on this fuel, on glucose. That is totally good. And you have in these fruit, the whole fruit, you have all these vitamins. You have the phytonutrients, the colors, the flavor, the textures, and the fibers, and that is really enough to make it really super healthy. So don't worry, you can eat the dates, you can have a snack with the dates, doesn't matter. The only thing is with dried fruit can be a little bit tough on the teeth because there are a lot of sugar in the teeth. Yeah, the water is out, the sugar density is higher, the teeth could suffer a little bit more if you eat all the time the dates or so. You have to wait a little bit, half an hour or so, and then you brush your teeth, and it's okay. And the dried fruit have no water in there, or less water, so it's also not so good. If you want to have food, it's better if it's fresh. If it's full of water, you need this water, and instead of drinking, you can also eat all the water in the fruit, the vegetables and the fruit. And the dried fruit have less water. That's not so good, but in small amounts it's wonderful. Yeah, so now I have my fruit salad almost ready. I go back to the dressing, have a look. I'm curious. The texture has changed. Yeah, a little bit changed. Now the cashew nuts have soaked a little bit. The pieces are large enough from soaking. I dress it again, I blend it again, and then it will be even creamier. I can already see it. When I look at the dressing from outside of the blender, the color is a little bit more homogeneous, looks more creamy. The fragrance, you should be able to smell it. Wow, wonderful. The vanilla is there, the orange is there, also the cashew is there. It smells really nice. Yeah, the texture is not perfect, I would say. It's a little bit runny, but it is perfect for the salad. The flavor is a bomb. This dressing, I tell you when I pour it over the salad, dressing is famous. It's a basic dressing. It's a little bit more refined, but it's a basic dressing. A friend of mine, he was traveling on yoga tourneys with our yoga teacher, Yogini Kaiji, and we have a little bit of equipment. You see what house it is? A little bit of equipment in our suitcases, and we share now the travel chef job. And we made always this dressing. We made sure we had enough of all the ingredients in our rooms, and a small blender. Yeah, you can do that with a smaller blender, no problem. And then you have these wonderful dressings and put together a fruit salad in short time and serve it, and it's so nice. And you can have so many variations of this dressing. You put goji berries in there to get it really a wonderful color. It's a wonderful, brilliant orange color with goji berries, or so many other things you can do with the dressing, with this dressing. You can try. It's an amazing one. Sometimes I'm going to be bringing out a video with it, with the dressing for a fruit salad. Don't know if I have it already, but it's really worth it. It's very nice. So I combine everything now. I toss a little bit, and I'm ready to enjoy this wonderful fruit. And you see it's a big bowl of fruit, yeah, and some nuts and goji berries and dates. But it's a big bowl, and I can tell you, I will eat it, probably all of it, my first meal of the day today, and it will keep for some time. It's so rich and full. You have all the things in there. The only thing that's missing is greens. Greens have some nutrients are not contained in plants. They're most in fruit. That's mostly about minerals. Yeah, minerals, and so they are a little bit more in greens. And the chlorophyll is very important too. There is a metal. There is a metal inside the chlorophyll. It's magnesium. It's very important for the muscles. If you have cramps, you eat magnesium, and the cramps dissolve. So very important for the muscles. The magnesium, and that's inside the chlorophyll. It's similar as our blood. The red blood cells are the same molecule as the chlorophyll, but there is iron in the middle of that molecule instead of magnesium. The iron makes it red. Our blood is red, and the chlorophyll is magnesium is green. The chlorophyll. So that's all the difference. The magnesium instead of the iron, and that is why it's such an important molecule for us. That is not in fruit. Yeah. So we have other ingredients that are very important for us in the plants, in the green plants. So that is something I would. And if you have to eat a huge amount of fruit to get all the nutrients you need. If you do not eat greens. So adding some greens to the food in a day, if you want to eat only fruit because it's such a fun, yeah, it's very easy to get to reduce the amount of food you have to eat by just adding a little bit of vegetables. Yeah. That makes a whole difference because you eat the many nutrients from the fruit you would eat that you don't need to eat, just to get enough from the small amounts of nutrients, of some nutrients that are also in fruit. But for these, you just eat some green plants, and you don't need to eat that much. For many people, it's important how much you eat, the quantity. That's important. It's a lot of work, yeah, to get all these food together, and adding vegetables to the fruit can make it very easy to have a less quantity there. But just an example for how I think about my food and how I decide what to eat. I will be eating all the fruit all the time, maybe, but green salads are wonderful. I will have maybe a green salad later in the day, a huge one too, and that's the main part of my eating a day. That's a fruit salad and a green salad, usually, and I can eat all the other fruits too, as long as they are plants. I love them all. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy the video. If you like and subscribe. And if you're on YouTube, have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. You can also ask questions, give suggestions, your own ideas. Yeah, I'm always try to answer pretty soon. As soon as I find your answer and I have some time, I will answer it. Try to answer it. And if you give sources, if you have questions about studies and so on, just ask. Feel free, and I'll try to find the study and link it in the comments. See you soon.